Welcome to a Cosmic Energy Update with multidimensional energy specialist Raquel Spencer.
Welcome to the first equinox of 2018, whether it's the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere or the fall equinox in the southern hemisphere. This energy, this equinox is ushering in a profound amount of energy for many of you, and I can't tell you the countless number of people that I've spoken to. The last 3 months have been a doozy, have really been a struggle for many, many, many people. It has been an amazing time of shifting, of realignment, of reorganization, of prepping for the next phase. And it's always interesting, even to myself, I have to laugh and giggle when I get perspective. We all are constantly saying we want things to change. We want new. We want better. We want to be evolved. We want to be 100% aligned. And yet, when the outer reality starts to shift, sometimes we get lost in recognizing that what's happening is actually working towards that end. It just never seems to be how we thought it was going to show up. As we go through this reorganization and realignment and change and upshift and recalibration that has been really ongoing since the beginning of the year, a lot of our physical reality has been affected. And the human personality and our egos and our experience here, we tend to look at the shifts and the changes and go, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Why is this happening? What is going on? I mean, I've had everything in my clients' sessions and people that I know and love dearly. Everything from deaths in the family, major injuries, foreclosures, job losses, nowhere to live, relationships ending, all kinds of outer reality changes. But we tend to look at that and go, oh, what's wrong with me? Why is this happening? Why when I work so hard to be spiritually aligned, does this kind of thing happen in my reality? And you really have to step back and look at it from an observer point of view of, if we're asking to be 100% aligned, if we are being reassigned and recalibrated, of course our outer reality has to shift. We cannot stay the same and expect to change. And a lot of us just get really hung up on the outer reality shifts and going into an internalization of, why is this happening to me? Why is this not working? What am I doing wrong? When in reality, oftentimes, I won't say always, but oftentimes, it's because this is the fastest, quickest way to remove obstacles, to clear the energy, to remove relationships, to get you to physically move. And it's the quickest, fastest path. Perhaps not the easiest, but definitely the most effective. When relationships end, when jobs end, when you no longer have a place to live, when these kinds of outside world events happen. 90% of the time, if you are truly asking to be aligned, if you are truly on the spiritual path, if you are desiring to step into your work, your mission, your purpose on this planet with true intention, and those kinds of things are happening in your life, I can guarantee you it is because those were not aligned. Doesn't mean they were bad or good. It doesn't mean if the relationship ended that there was anything wrong with you or the other person. It's simply that the paths are no longer aligned for the next step in the journey. People passing, loved ones, family members, animals that are passing. This has been a very, very intense time, and it's obvious that their soul chose to remove themselves from this reality at this time. Never easy. Never easy on those who are left behind. But the intensity of the energies that have been going on and the way that it is affecting our physicality, our bodies, our minds, our emotions have been really very, very intense. This is a year of mastery. We are in a vibrational mastery 11 year. And we knew coming into this year that it was going to bring a lot of opportunity to shift and change and refine our consciousness, our perceptions, the way we perceive our reality, the way we walk through our reality. And often those times, the biggest way to transform, unfortunately, for those of us who happen to be a little stubborn or a little unwilling to follow with as much ease and grace. And even when we are, sometimes the reality shifts so dramatically that other people, places, and things drop away. And so I want you to be aware, if you are experiencing this or know someone who's experiencing this, that it is truly to fast track your alignment. And even if it is a loss of a job, if it's a loss of a relationship, if it's a loss of a place to live, it's because those things were not aligned, or the people, places, and things that were there are part of that experience were too toxic. And your soul simply could not continue to dwell in those situations. And even as we sit back and we look at what's going on, even with that perspective, the human personality, the ego, we have a hard time. We get attached. We get into a place of questioning who we are and our value. Why can't we keep a job? Why can't we keep a relationship? Why can't we keep a house or a home or a stability in that way? And I would say to you, especially from personal experience, I spent, a decade going through massive transformation, loss of jobs, changes, moves, friends, until I aligned more effectively in with my purpose. And as I look back, that was the only way Spirit could have gotten me through the experiences, through the lessons, through the learning, and bringing me into a place of courage, of strength, and of awareness to be able to take that next step on my personal journey. And I can guarantee that most of you listening have noticed a significant increase in perhaps what we would call challenges in this reality since the first of the year. And I want you to just understand and take into perspective that the quickest, the easiest way to get you aligned always isn't the funnest. It may not be the most joyful, but it can take months, sometimes even years, off of keeping you on the wrong path and not having you be more aligned and more available for what is coming. And so to surrender into that understanding and quit beating ourselves up or blaming other people or blaming whatever is going on, just step back and actually go into a place of gratitude and recognize that these events that may be very hard for the personality on a soul level are truly here to help you grow and move you into a position with more ease, more quickly, and hopefully to bring you into alignment and joy on a much faster path than perhaps the trajectory you were on. And we have a lot of people that talk about timelines and collapsing timelines and jumping timelines. And I want you to understand that often these major changes are doing just that. Life events that are intense actually push you into a different timeline, a different trajectory. Okay. And so embrace it as much as your personality can. Surrender and allow your soul to comfort you at this time, because we are truly, as we sit in this equinox energy, I would say that a significant amount of that recalibration, movement, and realignment has actually completed. And we are on the threshold with this equinox to really blast through and step into now the new energy, the new opportunities that our spirit has been aligning, meeting the new people, the places, the new jobs, the new living situations that are being and have been getting realigned. I've talked about this since definitely since the eclipse, about how there was a major reorganization going on, a reorganization to the likes that I haven't seen since 2013. And for that major realignment to go on, massive shifts and changes in our personal reality had to take place. Not pleasant, but I do believe in the long run is going to get you to that next phase of your evolution, of your expansion, of your mission, of your contentment, of your evolution and realization faster. And as we step into now this equinox energy, I don't know about you, but I feel the moxie once again. And I use that word because it's the moxie, the mojo, the energy to start moving, action oriented. We have been in such a deep place of deep reflection and reorganization. And finally, the energy is coming in to move us into action, to move us into more aligned experiences and situations. And so just know that the equinox energy coming through, we've had massive solar flares and rips in the atmosphere and different things going on that always happen around these major planetary alignments. And it's for purpose. These solar flares, again, they are enhancing the transformation of our physical and energetic bodies. The massive influx of energy is working to trigger, to activate, to set into motion that which is already held within your DNA. It is just an amplifier, and the amplification coming in right now is intense. And so it's an exciting time. It's a rebirth time for many of us. And even those of you in the Southern Hemisphere that are going into the other side, the going into the darkness, where your nights are getting longer and the days are shorter, versus those of us in the Northern Hemisphere where the days are getting longer and the nights are shorter. I can still guarantee you the amplification of the energy to make you feel propelled, alive, on point, excited, ready to move into this new energy and this new phase of your life is there. And we really want to tap into this, to shift into this. We're coming into the Aries energy. That's the fire energy. That's movement. That's active. That's very active in nature. And so you're going to see a lot of new opportunities if you're paying attention, if you're aware, if you're awake, if you're open to receiving what Spirit is trying to bring to you. So again, I ask that every single day you ask to be 100% aligned with your higher self and your highest path, and ask that your intuition be exponentially heightened at this time. And really, always from now on, so that you don't miss the signs. You don't miss the communication from your soul to act, to go, to complete, to venture out into something new or invigorate something that you've already been involved in. It's a really powerful time. And we've been in prep for months now. And so I want to celebrate this influx of energy coming in that's going to finally start to move us into action, move us into the new connections, the new relationships, the new experiences that bring us much more into alignment with what our souls desire, our purpose, and our mission is at this time. So celebrate these energies, celebrate the equinox, and know that the energy is here. So let's tap into it. Let's utilize it. The gifts that are coming in with this energy, ride it, utilize it, and move into action.